Good evening, my fellow Americans. I'm so pleased to be running this campaign after spending 4 years as the governor of my great state of Ohio. Before that, I attended Harvard Law School, and I've been going on 17 years of marriage with my husband, who is very supportive of my campaign. As your president, I plan to offer affordable health care and great education for America's youth that will not cripple them with extreme debt. I promise to be honest and to serve my constituents and connect with them on a deeper level. I plan to increase gun control to keep our streets safe. Thank you for having me here, and I look forward to being your next president.
Good afternoon. I'm Rose Green, and I would like to be your Democratic representative for this election. I've been a senator in Maine for 6 years, and if you elect me as your president, I will make it my main goal to save our environment. I think it's important because this is where we live, and it's the only place we're going to live. It's where our grandchildren and their grandchildren will live. So we must preserve it and even start saving it now. I will also work to preserve good international relations. I hope you vote for me, but even if you don't, it's been a joy running in this election. I wish you all a safe and happy election. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Susan Quinn, and I am honored to be running as president of these here United States. As many of you know, I graduated as the valedictorian of my high school. I did not go on to college because I started a business selling saddles and I made billions of dollars. Therefore, I am fully equipped to control the economy of these here United States. As president, I promise to uphold your Second Amendment to ensure that our societies continue to be confident and safe. I will also build a dome around these here United States to keep out the evil space aliens that are coming for your children and your careers. This being said, I am honest, I am a reliable president, and I have also been told that I am potentially the last living descendant of Abraham Lincoln. We have the same nose. Thank you for your time and good evening.
Hello, America. I'm Richard Smith. I'm a CEO in financing, and I have past military experience. I was in the Marines, so I'm equipped to fight anything that comes at us. My main goal is to get rid of the country's debt, and since I am a CEO in financing, I am well equipped to do that. I would like to decrease unnecessary spending in new forms of energy, so if you vote for me, you won't regret it. You're welcome.
Good evening, my fellow Americans. As many of you know, my name is Barbara Verne, and I'm honored to be running as president in 2048. I began my journey in my early 20s as a school teacher in New York City, but then as I moved into my 30s, I felt a strong calling towards political science. I went on to become the mayor of Buffalo, New York, and then was honored to be elected as governor of that great state. My greatest joys in life are spending time with my first grandson, Isaac, and getting to know the different people of New York, this country, and this world. As president, I promise to serve this country with the big picture in mind, creating a world where the United States is looked up to for its stability, its patriotism, and the high quality of life it offers to all people. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2048 Democratic debate. We're going to start right off with the questions. Catherine Wallace, we will address the issue that many American Democrats have been wondering. Did you, or did you not, buy your way into the position of governor of Ohio?
That's crazy. I would never do that. How dare you suspect me of doing such a thing? I worked my way honestly to my position, which is why I deserve to be your president.
All right then, next question. Rose Green, what are your thoughts on the inclusion of aliens in today's society?
I think it's crucial that we begin to include aliens in our society because it'll change the way we view things and it will improve everything. They probably know ways to save the environment and to keep our planet healthy.
Wonderful. Catherine Wallace?
That is the most ludicrous proposition I have ever heard in my entire career as a politician. How will any green, slimy extraterrestrials contribute to our society in a productive way? You are unfit to be a politician, and you should not be graced by my presence today. Good evening. This is the 2048 Republican debate. We'll start right with the questions. A topic of recent discussion has been the impending alien invasion. Richard, what do you plan on doing about this invasion?
I plan to wait to see if the aliens will become hostile. If they're hostile, I plan to use the force of the US's military to take out all of the aliens. As long as they become hostile, hopefully they will.
Susan, what do you think of this?
Well, I promise to uphold your Second Amendment rights, and I will build a dome over these here United States to keep out these evil space aliens.
We return to you, Mr. Smith. How do you plan on fixing our nation's crumbling economy?
I plan to put a stop on unnecessary spending. It's too costly to try to find alternate ways of producing energy at this time.
Now to you, Susie.
Well, I am a billionaire, and as a billionaire, I promise to uphold your Second Amendment rights and to build a dome over these here United States to keep out the evil space aliens.
Do you realize you answered every single question the same way? Are you even 35?
Of course I'm 35.
Good evening. Yesterday night you saw two great debates between the two leading Democrats and the two leading Republicans. For the Democrats, there was the distinguished liar, Catherine Wallace, and the passive environmentalist, Rose Green. And then, for the Republicans, you saw the aggressive businessman, Richard Smith, and the billionaire bumpkin, Susan Quinn. Catherine Wallace and Richard Smith will be continuing on into the next debate with the independent frontrunner, Barbara Verne. This debate will be taking place tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you.
Welcome to the 2048 presidential debate. This is between the winner of our Democratic debate, our Republican debate, and our independent candidate. Gun control has continued to be a big issue. Candidates, what is your plan for gun control? Catherine, we'll start with you. Guns are unsafe and unnecessary and should be taken from all Americans as they will do us no good.
In my past military experience, I think it's important that all of us have weapons in our homes. I need a weapon to survive when I'm fighting. Why don't you need one to survive in your own in your own city, in your own country?
It's not safe!
What both of you need to understand is that living in America needs to be safe for all people, and there's a safe compromise we can have between getting rid of all guns, which would be extreme, and making sure that every person in all the world has their own gun.
Mr. Smith, do you feel that your opponents are qualified for this race?
Don't you think that someone that's going to lead our country should be a little bit, younger, so they don't die in office?
You have very little connectivity with the people because you're generations above them.
People can relate to me easier. People like money. They like power. You're just old. You were a teacher.
Excuse me, but I have more experience than both of you put together. You've never been in politics, and you've only just begun. I've served this country for many long years, and I've worked very hard to ensure that I meet people of all ages and all backgrounds so that I make decisions that are beneficial for everyone, not just the old people like me.
Good evening, America. The votes are in, and for the first time in American history, a female independent has won the election. Barbara Verne won with her leadership, honesty, and experience. People really seem to like that. MHS News surveyed 109 people, and they found that integrity, leadership skills, honesty, and intelligence were some of the top qualities that they looked for in a president. Barbara Verne shows all of these in her interviews and her speeches and her debates. In this survey, we also found that most MHS students thought that Lincoln and Washington had the same traits as Barbara, which is why we also predict that Barbara will be one of the most successful presidents in history. Thank you, and good night. This would be so much easier if someone...
Well, America, I think Richard has died.
I am running for president!
Also,
I am the last living descendant of Abraham Lincoln. There are people watching and I can see them in the mirror. I don't like it.
And that's good stuff.
So I'm well equipped to fight anyone that comes at us.
That's
What are your
your thoughts on the inclusion of aliens into today's society?
Today's society.
I mixed it up. 30.